Today's video is about how do I find my purpose in business. And I am currently at the airport as I'm flying to Amsterdam. You see, you guys can see the planes. Oh, there's one plane. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a little bit. It's very light. It's a lot of. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm just gonna do my usual checks. But you guys already know the topic of today. How do I find my purpose in business? So I'm just gonna quickly, as usual, make sure that everything is working okay. Yes, it's working. That's good. And starts the party. Okay. So how are you guys doing? You know what's really funny? Let me just turn this low. Okay. I just purchased these new headphones, and I don't know how to wear them. Do you guys know how? Because it comes with this it's wireless headphones, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I still even have the tag on it. The same brand as my speaker, but I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like this. I'm not sure. I think I look really funny, but I'm not. I'm not sure at all. Hey Natalia, how are you doing? Natalia, Natalia. Hey Alexandra. I said Natalia, so funny. Okay, cool. So how in the front? It's supposed to be in the front. Really, like this. I think it makes me look really funny, but if you say so, I trust you. So I'm going to be like this for now. Anyways, today's topic is going to be how to find your purpose in business, and this is this is a thing that it's a big question that a lot of people have when they start out in business and when they want to find out what is going to be the ultimate business that they're going to build, and how do you know exactly what is the right thing to do? How do you know that this is the thing you want to be at for the rest of your life? Hey Lena, thank you for joining. And it's a funny question, and it's an important question, and today I want to shed some light on that from a number of different angles to give you guys some food for thought and to make you understand as well that you don't have to per se know your ultimate purpose to be able to get started in business. That's the first thing. But aside from that, I also want to share with you some ways as to how you can go into business doing something which is kind of in alignment with your purpose, and therefore allowing you to do something that is set up for success because you're liking it, you're passionate about it. And that's an important thing as well. Hey Nana, thank you for joining. I'm on my way to Amsterdam right now. I'm at the airport. So let me start off by the fact that it doesn't really matter if you haven't completely figured everything out. Like, if you want to start in business, what you have to understand is this whole journey of business is very dynamic. There's a lot of different things that are going to happen, a lot of different people that you're going to meet. There's a lot of different opportunities that come your way. And ultimately, what you'll find is that whenever you start a business journey, a lot of the time, you'll end up moving in a different direction. A lot of the time as well, whenever you start a business, your business completely changes around because you're testing the market, you're seeing different things, you're trying different things, you meet a potential business partner, and your whole direction can change around. And that's good, that's fine, because as a business owner, I've been talking about this multiple times before as well, is that you have to be adaptable. Hey, Bath guy, are you Paul? I have an idea. I think you're Paul, but I'm not sure. If you're not Paul, then hi, Bath guy. But in any case, yeah, you have to be willing to flow, or you have to be willing to be flexible, and that is very, very important, because if you just look at a lot of different businesses, for example, Toys R Us, right? Toys R Us is a really big company, well known. They were doing very, very well, but if you look at why they got bust and why right now it's pretty much gone, is because they were not able to move. Yes, Paul. Oh, okay, cool. They were not able to move along with the transformation of society. Obviously, what happened over the past 20 or 30 or more, tens of years, is that the whole world has come to be online. Every single thing there's now versions online, and people that's the place where people are. Like Facebook alone. Hey Dee. Hey Rebecca. Facebook alone has, I believe, over 2 billion active daily users. That's a huge amount of people, right? That is constantly connected online. And so as a business, you obviously have to understand that you have to be there where your market is. You have to be there where the people are, and therefore you have to right now be online. But that's just one example of a business that was not able to adapt or continue to grow with the way how society was growing. And so it is very important for you to realize, especially if you're just starting out or if you're looking to scale it up effectively, that you know that you need to be flexible. As a business owner, you need to be flexible. And also when it comes to, hey Sabrina, when it comes to business plans and that type of thing, a lot of the time people put a lot of focus and effort to create the perfect business plan, to create a financial forecast, to create all these different things. But at the end of the day, what you have to understand is you can put up the best business plan, it's going to change 100%. Things are going to change. The way how business goes is that it is very dynamic. Hey Sono Pufeta. I hope I said that right. Hey Sono Pufeta. Yeah, thank you for joining. And so that's a very important thing to realize. So you need to be flexible. And with that also comes then the awareness that you don't have to have everything per se figured out whenever you get started. The most important thing is that you actually get started, right? A lot of the time, I think it was Eric sharing that this was a quote that he learned from his mentor, saying that the only way to learn business is to be in business, right? The only way to do business is to be in business. And so often people spend a lot of time in the process thinking about going in business, making the business cards, creating the website, creating a whole bunch of different things, but not actually conducting business. Because if there's no money coming in, if you're not actually making money, you're not in business, right? So that's a very important thing. So what you have to understand is you need to be in business. And when you are in business, when you are doing certain things, that is the moment when you start learning and seeing the opportunities. Then you're actually experiencing it and you're knowing which way to move with your business. Now, obviously, it helps a lot to be able to start your business off with guidance, to either have a mentor, to have a program, or have something, a peer group, or something that can help you to get started in the right direction, to not just try to do everything on your own, right? It does help a lot, and I would recommend it to anybody. Like for me personally, I wouldn't have be able to come as far as I have come if it wasn't for my mentor, Eric Hope, right? No way. And that's why it's very important to be able to get the guidance that you need. But you also have to understand that the most important thing is to actually just get started. So you don't have to have the full idea of what your purpose is in order to get started. You just have to get started in a way that can actually benefit you and shortcut your way to success, and be adaptable. Because if you're adaptable, you're able to learn from the different things that are happening, and then you can move along with the changes and make sure that you're going to be thriving. And you will see that you'll move closer and closer and closer to what that supposedly purpose is. So that is basically when it comes to not overthinking the purpose part and to actually just take action. That's very important. But that being said, there are a number of ways how you can actually start to find out like what would be a very efficient way to get in business. And a lot of the time it is that you can somehow find something that you will be wanting to put a lot of time and effort in on the long run. Because again, when you go into business, you have to understand that you are doing this for life, right? The biggest, and this is a kind of a sad story, the biggest thing with a lot of starting entrepreneurs is that they think they should be able to get success within, let's say, a few weeks or a few months or a few years, and then they don't get the success that they so much want, and therefore they stop, they drop out. But if you just look at any success story of any big entrepreneur, there has been a lot of failure involved, and that's failure, not actually failure. And that's the way how they then be able to get, to all the learnings. They are able to adapt and they're able to come back. So it's not about the number of times that you fail. It's about the number of times you stand up to be able to continue to go. Hey, Rania, thank you for joining. Hey, Edward. As great as your points are, I find myself only looking on you rather than listening intentionally to what you are saying. Aha, okay, well, pay attention to what I say. It might help. So, hey, Jaya, thank you for joining. Really nice to have you here. Okay, so basically that's one thing, right? Another thing which is very important to think about then is how do I find what this particular purpose can be? And how do I actually, by looking at what I like and looking at my track record, my history, how can I find out that there actually are certain things that could set you up in a very efficient journey of success? Like a lot of entrepreneurs are saying that it is actually very beneficial if you go into business around the topic that you're passionate about, because that passion will allow you to keep on going even if challenges come. Right? That's what a lot of people say. However, how a lot of starting entrepreneurs have misinterpreted that point is that they think like, oh, I need to be passionate per se about the thing that I'm going in business in. Whereas if you actually look at it, some people are selling hair bubbles, right? Some people are selling toilet paper. Some people are in business with factories producing things that might not necessarily be something that you're actually as a person passionate about. However, one of the biggest things that I learned from my mentor Eric Ho is that you are actually, if you truly understand the core of entrepreneurship, you're actually becoming passionate about the impact that you're making with your business, about the service, because the core of entrepreneurship is serving, it's helping people, being able to create change, being able to provide solutions for the problems that people are facing. And so that is where the true passion comes from. However, it does help if you are doing something where, again, you could have the passion already from the start. And so what I want to share with you right now is two different things that could help you find out what that purpose or that passion for you is, right? And hey, Jimmy, Renz, nice of you to join. So the first thing, and these are actually two things that I learned very early on in my journey. Actually, I consider that the part before my entrepreneurial journey. I always feel that I started entrepreneurship really the moment that I moved to the UK, and I started to to learn from Eric and started to work in H Academy, that company, and then later on becoming the CEO of the company and everything that came from that. But actually before that, I was already listening to a lot of videos on YouTube, and I was particularly interested and captivated by Tai Lopez's videos. I was listening to it like day in, day out, right? And there was one video that he spoke about this principle about how do you find purpose, or how can you predict success, right? And basically the way how he talked about this topic is he was saying like, how would you, let's say going back to school, if you think about it, right? You go back to school, who would be the person that you would bet would become successful, right? And what he said were two factors. And if you're making notes, make sure to write this down. He said there are two factors that can really help you to be able to see like which people were actually, if you look back at it, and you now look at, perhaps you already know what people are doing, but if you look back at it, were two factors that could actually allow you to predict whether they can become successful or not. And these two factors, first of all, is clarity, and second of all is deep domain expertise. I'll explain what these two things are, but basically clarity and deep domain expertise. The clarity, he says, is that people already from a younger age, but it doesn't matter which age you are, right? But it definitely helps in this way how he explained it, to think about the young age. And so if there are people, and he was explaining this especially in a way that he was thinking, who would I invest in? Who would I put my money on to become successful or to start working in my company? And so he said, well, I would bet on the kid that already has clarity from a young age onwards, already has a particular thing that he or she likes to do, already knows that this is the thing that you want to do something with later on. And the second thing, deep domain expertise, is that because you have this clarity, you already show to do certain things in that area, and therefore you're building up a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge or skills in that topic. And so he gave the example of, for example, Steven Spielberg. He said when Steven Spielberg was young, he was already playing around with lenses. He was already, doing certain things that he was just a kid, but he already knew that had his passion. That was something that he liked. And obviously, everybody knows he grew up to become a famous, how is it called in English? Famous movie director or film producer, or I don't know exactly how it's called, but he's doing a lot of things with films and he's very successful at it. And so you can, if you backtrack, you can actually see that he had a lot of clarity because already from a young age he knew that he liked that that field, starting out with the lenses. And the second thing, because of that interest, because of the fact that he was having that clarity and he was continuously practicing it, he gained deep domain expertise in that field. And so this is an example how he looked at how you can actually have this predictability for success. I'm sorry for the noise, there's a lot of noise around me right now. But does this mean that you need to have these two things in order to become successful? 100% not. Absolutely not. Everybody could start from scratch and be able to put certain strategies in place and then create something from that. However, it does give a guideline because it will allow you also right now for yourself to think about, okay, are there certain things that I am particularly passionate about? Are there certain things, and already from a young age, right? Are there certain things that from a young age I already just like? I notice that whenever I do this type of thing, I just enjoy it and I don't feel like I'm putting effort in. I just enjoy doing this, right? Or are there certain things where you have a lot of deep domain expertise in? Are there certain things that you just know a lot about because of practicing it, because of liking it, or because of the fact that you have built skills in school or whatever it may be, right? And so one of the things that he also said in that video that I listened to over and over again back 3-4 years ago is that he said, think about this thing. What have people been complimenting you on ever since you were a kid? A lot of the time that is connected to what you are naturally interested in or naturally good at that will allow you a natural and efficient way to set up a business around, right? I ask this to my clients a lot of the time. Say, what is it that you actually really like? What is your skill set? For example, right now with the Launch Your Business students, they have to come up with a video where they share all these different things. What is their backstory? What are the things that they like? What are they good at? What is their experience as well? Like your story can become your monetization thing, if that makes sense, right? And so these are things that can help you to find out and to think, hey, what do I actually like? And what can I efficiently set up a business around? To give you another example, a lot of the time what I see whenever training coaches and training coaches is one of the things that I love the most because I love the coaching field. I love the coaching e-learning field. Aside from the fact that it is growing to be $1 billion a day industry, so it's very easy and very structured, monetizable. It's also just the people are really, really nice, and coaches are always there to help people to add value to people. So I just really enjoy that industry. Aside from the fact that I'm active in multiple industries, but with that, a lot of the time, what I always see from people who are starting in that field is that they always just like to help people. They always tend to be the person that people come to ask for advice. Even though they may not up to this point have monetized it yet, they have this natural charisma, this natural feel, talent for helping people. And so if that is you, then perhaps the coaching or e-learning industry is for you as well, right? Or a lot of the time as well, whenever people are just, they know they have a particular skill. It could be something that you think like, why is that useful at all? But it could be that you're just very good with dogs. And you may be thinking like, dogs? What does this have to do with anything? But you know that there are a lot of people that have dogs. You know that there are a lot of people that struggle to, let's say, bring up their dog and have their dog obey the rules. And so that is a problem. And if you are particularly good with dogs, you can monetize that by creating a course that can teach people how to be able to, I don't know what the word is, but to train their dogs. Yeah, that's it. To train their dogs within a number of weeks to get a certain result. Remember what I shared in previous videos: speed, ease, and automation. Those are a lot of points that a lot of people are interested in when it comes to you trying to offer it, to try to sell it, right? And so that is then something that perhaps you have been good at since you were little, or you have liked, and you can monetize that. And so there are a lot of different opportunities in that. Another example could be that you like cooking. Maybe you are very good at cooking. You've always been cooking. People always come to your house so that you can cook the meals or bake the cookies or whatever it may be. That is something you can monetize. And so these few points that I learned from this video from Tai Lopez is actually it gives you a guideline to be able to think back and backtrack, like what are certain things that I feel I am naturally good at, because once you monetize that, it will allow you to it is easier for you to be able to consistently follow through because you like it anyways. You do it anyways. And when it comes to business, like the way to success is you follow certain principles and you just keep on doing it. Your mindset has to be solid. I was actually talking to very lovely taxi driver as I was going to the airport, and we had a conversation about this. And it really is, and he's been able to meet a lot of different people as he is on his beautiful, what do you call it? I think occupation, right? Meeting so many different people from different walks of life. And he also said that, yeah, whenever it comes to being able to get successful, it is just very, very important to be able to keep your mind to something, stay consistent, and follow through. Have a solid mindset, because the steps a lot of the times are very simple, but it's not easy if you don't know how to keep a clear mind. If you expect something to happen just like that, and you then give up when it's not like that, but you have these expectations, and therefore whenever these expectations don't come through, you feel like, oh no, I'll go back to something else. And that is very important. It does not just apply to business, it applies to any area of life, right? So you will always do good if you train your mindset, and if you allow your mindset to become strong. So yes, that is it for me today. So if I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has been helpful, feel very free to give me a love heart whichever platform you are. Hey, Mr. Confused Monk, I'll see you tomorrow. So yes, if you have enjoyed the video, feel very free to give it some love. Also, if you think that this could benefit anybody, or anybody who is struggling with this, or can really be helped by listening to this, feel very free to share the video or to tag someone below. But most importantly, as always, make sure to implement this in your life or in your business and allow it to create change for you. Because the more success, the more beauty, the more happiness that you get in your life, the happier I'll be as well. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay, Instagram is going first today. Facebook is going second. Bye, guys. And then lastly is YouTube. Bye, guys. Oh, I can't find the button. Bye-bye.